What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Crisis 169 coming to you live. Power Spectrum Internet, my gaming rig. I'm here, you're there. Let's get on to it now. Once again, my name is Crisis 169, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, mostly on Xbox Live, and on BattleNet, Activision's BattleNet. This is going to be the 3-year anniversary. I know it's been almost 5 years, but I had this thing since 2019 Christmas, so it's my about 3 year, 3.5 year anniversary of the Switch. Look at the Switch. Look at this bad boy here, right? Okay. Really, what's become of it? What's been different with it? What's not been different with it? Um, Here's my Pro controller with it. This is my Pro controller with this bad boy here. About $60, $80, whatever. It's a good thing to have. It's good. They have a little thing. It comes with a little dongle controller for these dongles that you play like a controller. But get this is better for you. If you're an adult, it feels better, works better, plays better, kind of thing. Really, Switch. I really haven't played that much, to tell you the truth. Not because I don't care about it. It's because I've been playing games with better graphics. And I'm one of those gamers that like graphics. But I'm also one of those gamers that have a Switch as well. Switch is a good console for games you can't play anywhere else. Nintendo Switch. Light, compact. I used to take work with me. Lunchtime, pull it out and play. Whatever game I'm playing. I have the when I have Christmas, they bought me an extender where it's like a big extender, you pop it in there and it's like an extender, make it look bigger, so you play it better. It feels better. Like this feels fine, but big hands I have, when it's extended out a little more, you feel better because it's like a red or green type of a cover there. I have it over there somewhere in my room somewhere. It's the accessories, it has a pack, a little cover you can put it in and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff I had. I did one review on it. It's down here below somewhere. Um, and the games are different. The games come in as a little cue card thing you've seen before, the little cue pack card you've seen before. Um, that's Switch. Yeah, that's about it. Not really, no. But really, the Switch for last year, I haven't heard much about it really. This thing on, I haven't heard much about it at all really. Not because I didn't care, it's because we got the games like Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Because the game's amazing. Comes on a little card like that. Small little thing. Eat it, it smells, tastes weird. Well, that's just how Nintendo it rolls. Not a bad concept for games. This game I have here is right here. I also have another one. This game came out way back in the 90s, early 90s. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It's an amazing game to play. You play it on the Game Boy, you know what I'm talking about. It's been upgraded a lot. It's one player all across the board. TV, handheld, or Switch Lite. It's a fun game. It's hard, but it's fun. It plays like a top overhead top kind of thing, but good game, not bad. Um, Once again, Super Mario Deluxe, Wii U Deluxe, U Deluxe. I took it from the Wii U and brought it over, and it's a fun game. I have it in my Switch anyway. I play it a few times. It's fun for a quick fix of Mario. Of course, you have to have a little bit of violence in your life. Here you go, Mortal Kombat 11. Not the best way to play it, but if you don't have a gaming rig or a PS5 or a PS4 or an Xbox One or whatever like that, it's not bad to have. It's a good game, good port. It's hampered by the Switch. What I talked about is Switch still relevant. And I think like a couple days ago, I talked about is Switch still relevant? And my answer has to be for current games, no. You're not going to see Cyberpunk on the Switch. You're just not going to see it. It has to be toned down so much you'd be playing probably, a cartoon version of Cyberpunk. Granted, it's probably still be mature rated, but would it be the same or be streaming? Like I said, a Resident Evil 7 or Resident Village, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, you want to call it, is streamed to the Switch. You have to have Wi-Fi or something to it to stream the game. Even though you bought it, it has to be streamed to the Switch. And that kind of hampered the Switch with Resident Evil games. Because unless you're playing the old Resident Evil games, Resident Evil 4 may work on here. 5, maybe 6, pushing the limits. 7 really pushed the boundaries of possibilities. They got The Witcher 3 to work on this thing. Granted, it took a lot of updating to get that compressed to work, but it got on here. It's a good little system, but it's approaching the end of its lifespan. And also, a couple more games here I have. For you racing enthusiasts out there, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Boring single player, awesome multiplayer. Really, multiplayer is where it's at in this game. When I first got this in 2019, I went to Walgreens, $20 or whatever. Yeah, that's why I bought a $20 card. Went home, bought 3 months for $7.99. Nintendo Switch Online. Played the hell out of this game for a while. Online, always good with Nintendo games, especially Mario Kart, because it's fun. Usually people on there playing. The computers are different. Like you play console games like Call of Duty, and if you play single player, it's always different than playing online. This is where the multiplayer is better. Where it's good to play. A lot of games support the Pro Controller. That's this thing right here. It's always good to have this because it has the functionality. You can scan stuff to it, like a little Skyrim Sky Sword thing, you call the thing, and you do that. This is a good game. Smart steering. Now, player welcome smart steering. You can play without driving, of course. Local of 8 players locally, online of 12 players online. So it is not bad for if you want to play with your friends and your PC say this and you have this and you want to play some Mario Kart because you feel like I'm not playing 4K anymore. It's not bad to play game. Of course, the game that I like but I never get into, Zelda Breath of the Wild. I know I'm going to say this, people are going to burn me at stake or whatever, but I can never get into this game. I'm contemplating to trade it in because I have really no use for it. Haven't played that much. Just never got into it. I try to play. It's fun, but I just never got into it. It's probably my fault, though. But, life is that way sometimes, right? And last but not least, the one I got that I liked the most is more like a hack and slash to me. While I like the most is going to be Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. This is a Dynasty Warriors clone, but done with Zelda characters. The universe. Very fun. Very great to play. If you can get friends with you, play with friends. I don't think there's any online play with this. It didn't say there is. Kind of wish it was online play, It'd be nice if it was. Even play, even only 2-player online, you and one person. That's fine. You've got a friend that's sick or whatever, and he's home, he has a game, you want to play, you can play together and have him coming over. Every 6. So I think it's good. I think they should do games like this, but make it online. And maybe like a battle, like a real online, like Dynasty Warriors is trying to go online eventually. I think it'd be good for it. If you have a real online players and you're playing a gigantic battle, that'd be a lot better because you're not playing some NPC that just attacking you. You're playing a person on the end of that, on the other side of that person there. So you have people who have the same mindset as you, or better mindset, or a worse mindset, or a gameplay mindset, and that's good. So total, I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games on here. And I'm going to read the games I have on the Switch here to you. And I'm going to talk about them too as well. So you have an idea what I'm talking about. I want you guys to know this. Okay. First up is Night Trap. One guy said it was never going to come on Nintendo product. Came out on product. Teen ready game. It's a full video. It's full motion video. It's better on the Switch because it actually plays decently. It's a lot clearer. It plays a lot better. That's real good. Real fun game to play. Not hard to get into. If you like that kind of stuff, I think you'll enjoy it. If you don't, then that's your thing. But Night Trap is on there if you want to play. Not bad. Dina Plato, who took her life in 1999, she starred in that movie. She was on Different Strokes, and she had issues, but she was pretty cool in the game. Next up will be Aladdin and Lion King. This is, I do believe, the Sega Genesis port for Aladdin and Lion King, I'm thinking. Because the Lion King Nintendo was hard, but I beat through it pretty well. Aladdin's really fun, but it's a hard game to play. Of course, you see Mortal Kombat 11, Bowser's World, Super Street Fighter 30th edition, Street Fighter game, you all know what that is. Super Mario Bros. 35 is no longer around. And Super Mario 3D All Stars is a good game, but it's done in a way that it could have been done differently. I also have a Preventive Strike, Super Mario Odyssey. I had Tetris 99. Decent games on here. And also, you get the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Nintendo NES if you pay the subscription thing for them. I don't do that because I'll probably get a 1-year card again. Now, I get 64 one, probably not. I'm not really going to run out buy a 64 controller to play 64 games on it, but it wouldn't be a bad thing to have. Some games like wrestling games I want to play again. But I kind of wish I put the Super WrestleMania on the NES, and even WrestleMania on the NES, Super NES, and the NES WrestleMania on there, but I guess they can't get licensed for that anymore. But I think they should get it. It'd be good if they did. Put it that way. It'd be good if they did. I believe it'd be good if they got other games like that on there. I think what they're doing online is really good. I think what they're trying to do is make it where you feel like you're getting brand new games. And most of these games came on the Wii U. Super Mario 3D World was actually on the DS, 3DS. Super Mario Brothers the U was on the Wii U. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was on the Wii U as well as the Switch as well. Mario Kart 8 I don't think was on there. And Hyrule Warriors were. And this came on the original Game Boy back in the day. So there's Link's Awakening, Zelda, Link's Awakening. And another game that I mentioned quite back there a few minutes ago. Now, I'm going to talk here about my thoughts about this situation. And my fears about what I think may be happening eventually with the Switch. I blew through all that real fast. So I talked to you real importantly about something. I think the Switch Nintendo is getting too big for the britches. What I mean that at, well, What I mean is that the Switch itself is getting to the point, folks, that you're no longer going to have third-party support like in Mortal Kombat and games like that, because the system is becoming too old. But it doesn't mean that it's old and junky. It just means that the game itself, the console itself, is running through its life cycle. And I mean that with the ultimate respect to Nintendo and what they have gone for. The Wii U was a commercial failure. You cannot tell me that the Wii U was a success. It just wasn't. It failed miserably. When Dark World or Mad World was sold 35,000 copies of a hit game, no, you don't have a winner in your hands. No, you don't have a winner. You have a loser on your hands, and I think that's where it rolls downhill. Eventually, they're going to have to make a decision, and say, okay, we need to come out with a PS4 Pro or even an Xbox One S type of system to make this thing appealing to people to come out and buy something again. Because not everybody's going to run and go buy the new Nintendo Switch, or a new Switch, or the new Switch U, or the Switch 2.0, 1.5, what do they call it? I'm afraid that because they're making so much money and not having any issues or any kickback yet, that they may get too big for their britches. They may get too big for the britches, and they may make a mistake where it's going to cost them a lot. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. And it scares me because Nintendo products have always been kind of flighty. Because Nintendo's always stuck with a product for a very, very long time. But the days of the NES and Super NES have ended. Because the NES came out in 1985, 84, 85, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90. About 6 years later, they created the Super NES, 91, 92. That lasted about 96, 97, about 5, 6 years. Then they created consoles to kind of with that. With the success of the Wii and how crazy it was, because the Switch is being looked at as being a all-in-one community system, where it doesn't matter if you're a grandmother, if you're a grandfather, if you're a preteen, a teen, or a 40-year-old guy, or a 25-year-old woman. Everybody is buying this system and playing it. Its appealing is around the world. Success. Every demographic plays this. If you're in the projects, if you're in the Hamptons, if you're middle class, if you're a roughneck, if you're an oil driller, if you're a coal miner person, if you're this, that, and the other, you are fit demographic of playing a Switch. Yes, you hardcore PC sadists who want 4K, 144 hertz. Deep down, you play Mario at 30 frames per second, and you're happy about it. Because you remember Mario back when you were a kid. When you're a little scrub. And you remember that stuff. You remember Zelda, and you remember those games, and you think you want to play those games, so you go out and buy a Switch. OLED or a Switch Lite or a Nintendo Switch base model. And you play it, and you enjoy it. You hook up to your 2K, 4K monitor, and you play Mario for a while, Kart or whatever you play. And that's what you do, because we all do it. But see, it's appealing to everybody unless you're a sadist that really has to have 144 4K blood and guts on your screen. Then you're not going to care about this crap. But the Switch is appealing across the board, and it's really hard to find something like that. You won't find, hell, politicians don't have that. Trump, Biden, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. Yeah, he had to go back to JFK, and even somewhat Ronald Reagan to find people who had appeal across the board. And even those two had issues. So to say that it's a lie, it's not a lie, because Nintendo Switch is a susceptible console that actually worked really well and sold over 100 million, and people actually enjoy it. And they actually get their due out of it. They like it. They think it's cool how they play it. They have no problem with it. They like the fact that they can go and do this stuff, not have to worry about anything. And they play the games they want to play. Some people only play Mario and Zelda games on it. But the appeal across the board staggers me, but not really staggers me that much, because I realized that the Switch was going to be the hit. I realized the Switch had to be the hit. Nintendo doesn't drop duds like this all the time. Yes, you talk about the Nintendo VR headset. That was something new. They wanted to get something new. They tried it and didn't work out. Maybe they'll try it again. Maybe the Switch 2 will have a VR headset like PlayStation has and be just as good, be even better maybe. You don't know. No, Nintendo is a company that you can play Mario Brothers and be Mario running around, jumping on Goombas in virtual reality. That's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to be, but possibilities are endless. But what I'm saying is, though, Nintendo has a chance to really flounder this. If they don't come out saying we bad, we on the street, we make all this money now, they could torpedo their own success without even trying to torpedo their own success. That's why I think it's kind of scary to me, because when they believe that it does hit close to home, and it does make people understand that not everything is black and white. People do want to have good games and play games they remember. See, Nintendo Switch is what the Atari box was trying to be. The days gone by game system, console, the nostalgia fix, like hit me up with a fix kind of thing, And Atari box was trying to be that, and they failed miserably because they just didn't have the luster and the brand name, and they've been thrown around in the mud and thrown back and forth and passed around like a $20 hooker. They weren't given the same respect as Nintendo was. Hey, we're making a Switch, and all these games are old, old by the way, but they're brand new. We haven't. So we don't talk about the Wii U. We don't know what that is. We don't talk about. And they cannibalize the Wii U, and that's very smart. The Atari box had nothing. I think a Swedish company behind them, and that's it. People ain't going, oh yeah, Atari. Okay, I'm gonna buy that. It came out with more stuff, more digital stuff. It probably does. Probably a decent system, but because it's Atari and people laugh at Atari practically, because Atari had the biggest flunder of all flunders, called the crash they started. People just looked at them as being a joke. Even old timers like myself who remember playing on the original Atari 2600. So Nintendo Switch is a good system, but Nintendo's kind of scaring me because they're not really learning from their mistakes. they're going to sit there and think, oh, we can make all these games and money, but eventually the Wii U well's going to dry up. It hasn't got close already. They've been pouring so much Wii U into this thing. You can call this the Wii U Pro because it's basically what it is. And they're dumping all this Wii U water into the Switch. We can get more, but sooner or later they're gonna be, oh man, we're getting less and less out now. And I think they're getting a little less and less because the last game they were getting out were the compilation games from the Wii U, from the Wii, Nintendo 64, and the GameCube. Mario games. You kind of see that the well is kind of getting kind of dry. Now they can wait and release some new in-house content, maybe we'll fill it back up a little bit with more old IPs they found, to maybe Zelda games, something like that, maybe Bomberman, whatever, and they can trickle those out. It may have a little extra in the well, but I think the well pretty much dried up now with the Wii U. I think they need to really go into the fact of taking those games from the Wii that were really good and making them not with the Wii U control system, redoing it, putting it on a Switch as a Switch Pro control game or Wii U control, and play a game of that, like Super Mario Galaxy 2 or whatever. Games like that, and have it redone where it's not the slapstick comedy of the 3 Mario games that came out that bought digitally. Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Sunshine, Mario 64, not Odyssey, but Mario Galaxy 64 and Sunshine. Put Galaxy 2 on there. Put maybe another Mario game. It's different, maybe. But make it work. It works on the Pro controller. And only if that. If you can't put on the little thing, the little dongle's fine. You take, say, Pro controller only, or use the Wii U, or use the Wii nunchucks. Either way, if you got a Wii, you've got a Wii sitting there with no one, you can use nunchucks again. If you're a real big fan of the Wii, but I don't think they're going to go to the Wii, because the Wii was very hard to program for, and since the games were just garbage because they used that damn nunchuck thing. Motion control, but I think they could get some games over they really want to and re-engineer them to work on the Switch, and they might go to that well and start pulling some out of the Wii well. It has tons in there. And that could last a little longer too, maybe an extra 2 or 3 years. Once again, though, eventually they're gonna have to come out with a Switch Pro or Switch 2 or a brand new Switch and make it where it's probably a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One S in your pocket, where it has 2K checkerboard rendering, where it has better storage, faster download speeds. It takes the older Switch games, and make them look better, upscales them once again, and you have games that only work on that system that are automatically upscaled anyway. Maybe 1080p 60. Maybe the games that are not upscaled will be upscaled to, say, 60 frames per second. Maybe even 1080p 60. And the games that are only for the new Switch would be probably 2K checkerboard at 30 or 60, and be better off and better compressing techniques. Only time will tell. But we'll find out probably within a year or two. This Crisis 169 in this video. Like, subscribe, notification down below if you haven't already. Once again, I'm on the Xbox app, Crisis 169. I'm on Steam, Crisis 1691, and on Battle.net, Crisis 169. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, everybody.